Good afternoon, everyone. And we welcome you to the first of our Turnaround Tuesday rallies, which is sponsored by Topeka Center for Peace and Justice. Hey! A little noise out there. I want to thank you for taking your time to be here this afternoon. Our goal is for the next 9 weeks to lift up issues of public policy and get the attention of government leaders to hear us as we say, it's time to turn around.
Yeah.
Say it with me. It's time to turn around. We want to get our Kansas government leaders to hear what we're saying and what we're thinking. Each Tuesday afternoon from now until Election Day, we're going to be right here in this spot. We hope every one of you will be here. Yeah. And bring a friend. Let's let this crowd grow. Yeah. There's plenty of room in the lawn for lots more people. We believe these issues that we're talking about that we're rallying around, these are moral issues. And they are public policy issues that will be facing our government for the state of Kansas in the next 4 years. We need to work together. One of the problems of people like us is we don't work together enough. We're not unified enough. We need to mingle tonight, get to know each other, get to know each other's names, get acquainted, recognize that this is really a super important time for the state of Kansas. Wow. The most important time I think I can remember in all the years I've lived in Kansas. This is an important time for people like us to come together. We have an incredible challenge in front of us. It's an incredibly important moment. So these next weeks are important. We need to work every day. So again, we thank you for being here today, and to help us kick off this series of rallies are two important leaders in our community. Pastor Carl Frazier is the pastor of Southwest Baptist Church here in Topeka. The only thing I know about their church is I drive by it all the time, and they've tripled the size of their parking lot in the last year. I figure he must be doing something right over there. And the other is Pastor Hicks, who is pastor of the Antioch Missionary Baptist Church. I'm going to turn the speaker over to these guys. Let's welcome Carl and Pastor T.D.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you for this opportunity to be invited to this wonderful occasion, Turnaround Tuesday. We thank God for this opportunity. We all know that there needs to be a turnaround. Amen? Amen. Let me say this. In Mark 14 chapter and 7th verse, Jesus said that for you will have the poor with you always. I remember as a young boy in Arkansas, I grew up real poor. My mother was a helper. We grew up on food stamps. We grew up on subsidized housing, reduced lunch. And I remember even every once in a while, maybe every 6 months or a year, a van used to come around to our house and pick us up early in the morning and go all around the county and to pick up other families so that we can have our teeth cleaned at least once a year. I remember other things. I was able to complete high school, and I was able to even complete college through different government programs and work study. I don't know if anybody knew anything about work study, but so anyway, I grew up very poor, and I'm not ashamed of it. But not only that, Jesus said that the poor will be with us always, But the poor is going to be, they're going to need help yesterday, they're going to need help today, and they're going to need help forevermore. So they will be always with us. When I moved to Kansas City several years ago, I got my first job assignment in going to the state of Iowa. I was staying in my hotel, and after I left my hotel, I decided to go into the grocery store. I was behind this white lady in the grocery store, and she was getting ready to pay for her food, and she pulled out coupons of food stamps. Now, I'm from Arkansas, and I thought only the poor was African Americans. But also I realized there's a rainbow of colored people that are poor too. So we're all in this thing together. So therefore, I think that we should find an opportunity and hope for all people. No matter what color they are poor, and they need help. We find out that not only that the poor has the lowest income, but the highest interest rate on cars and houses. The poor is to have the lowest income, but they stop by the legal system and have the highest fines in any other race. Not only that, they have the highest food costs. They have the worst health care, the worst housing, and also education opportunities. The poor teenagers have the highest birth rate. And also, they are limited in opportunities to higher education. Many that walk in these streets right here in the wintertime, going from their houses to Topeka High in the cold in the winter just to go to school because they don't have transportation. Now, I don't think that we need just a turnaround Tuesday, but we need a turnaround Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. All of that, we need a turnaround from January to December. That everyone would have an opportunity, that all people, that God created all people equal. Thank you.
Good evening. We're here to be a part of this kickoff event for Turnaround Tuesdays, and I'm grateful to have this opportunity just to play this little part with you and how we could turn around. As I was thinking about what to say and what to share and how to rally people that are here at this event, I thought about a word that my mother used to say to me all the time. My mother used to say, you can't complain if you're not willing to be a part of the change. She said, you cannot complain if you're not willing to be a part of the change. And so we're here today not complaining, but we're here today to say that we're willing to be a part of the change. And in order to be a part of the change, we have to triple who we are. We cannot do it by ourselves. We have to get out in the streets and tell men, women, boys, and girls about what needs to happen and what needs to change in Kansas. Now, one of the things I realized is that issues don't have a color line. Let me say that again. I realized that issues don't have a color line. Because when you go into foreclosure, regardless of what color you are, it affects us the same way. When you go to bed hungry, regardless of what color you are, it affects us the same way. I was so happy to hear Jim say that we need to work together to do more. I discovered that we can accomplish more and make a greater impact when we learn to do more. Now, I'm from Denver, Colorado, the home of the Denver Broncos. I said I'm from Denver, Colorado, the home of the Denver Broncos. I don't want to get ran out of here. But I discovered that we can do more if we work together. Now, you can look at me and tell that I have a background and I'm familiar with sports. I played a little football in my day. I'm the chaplain for the Washburn football team, and I'm excited about this season. But one thing I discovered about playing football, Our coach would call plays. Our offensive coordinator would have a scheme. But he would call the play and send it in to our quarterback to call the play in the huddle, but the play could not be ran until we broke the huddle. Can I suggest to you this afternoon, this evening, that all this is a huddle, and we're here calling the play, that if we're going to turn around Topeka, we got to break the huddle. And if we're going to turn around the injustice in this city, we got to break the huddle. Now, I wonder, is there anybody in this place this afternoon that's willing to break the huddle with me? That's my Baptist in me. Is there anybody in here this afternoon that's willing to break the huddle? We can't change this state until we break the huddle. My challenge to you, if you want to turn around, if you want true change, you got to break the huddle. You got to go back to your house, go back to your job, go back to your churches, go back to your organizations and break the huddle. Change will come when we run the play and break the huddle. God bless you.
Pastor Carl and Pastor Hicks, we appreciate very much. And what they say is so true. There are so many ways in which the state needs to turn around. Is Sarah here? Is Sarah Karkoff Fazell here? We had invited her to say a few words for us tonight about the arts, funding for the arts, and the turnaround that needs to be made there. I would just suggest to you one thing, that you go home and get online and take a look at what the arts have done for the city of Topeka. How much income it's brought in, how much it has enhanced our economy, all of the arts. And take a look at that and realize, as that funding has been cut, what we're really doing to ourselves. And that's all I'm going to say. But I hope you will do that. So once again, we want to thank you for being here today. And we do encourage you once again to hang around a bit and mingle and get to know each other. There are some tables along the side out here from various groups that have information for you that they'd like to share. And we have a folk music group here, the Cows. We want to thank them for being here this evening. Next week, September the 9th, our issue will be expanding Medicaid. So, yeah, is that not a way we need to turn around? Bring a few $100 million back into the state of Kansas to take care of some of the people who are not getting adequate health care in this state. So we hope you'll come back, bring a few friends, bring some people that you know are not receiving the health care that they need. Bring them back with you next week. All right, the Cows. By the way, this guy standing up here is Jaron. He is our Washburn intern. Thank you. Our Washburn intern for the Peace Center. We say at the Peace Center, hats off to Washburn University for all the ways they help us. Talk about turning around. That university has turned around, and they're doing great things for us, and we really appreciate what they've done. Thank you.
The good reverend said, bring a couple of friends. I say, go out and get 100 of your closest friends and bring them down next Tuesday. Let's fill this place up. We got a lot of work to do here. You guys feel like singing? I hope y'all sing along with us. You'll know these songs. If I had a hammer. If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning, I'd hammer in the evening, all over this land. I'd hammer out danger, I'd hammer out warning, I'd hammer out love between my brothers and sisters, all over this land. a bell, I'd ring it in the morning. I'd ring it in the evening, all over this land. I'd ring out danger, I'd ring out warning, I'd ring out love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. If I had a song, I'd sing it in the evening. I'd sing it in the evening, all over this land. I'd ring out danger, I'd sing out warning, I'd sing out love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. Well, I have a hammer, and I have a bell, and I've got a song to sing all over this world. A song of justice, it's a song of freedom, it's a song about love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. It's a song about justice, it's a bell of freedom, it's a song about love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. Thank you, you're too kind. Wait a minute.
You know, she...
This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. As I was walking that ribbon of highway, I saw above me that endless skyway. I saw below me that little valley. This land was made for you and me. I've roamed and rambled, I've followed my footsteps to the sparkling sands of her diamond deserts, and all around me a voice was sounding. This land was made for you and me. When the sun came shining and I was strolling, and the wheat fields waving and the dust cloud rolling, as the fog was lifting, a voice was chanting. This land was made for you and me. Well, as I went walking, I saw a sign there, and on the sign it said, no trespassing. But on the other side, that sign said nothing. That side was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. In the shadow of the steeple, I saw my people. By the relief office, I seen my people. As they stood there hungry, I stood there asking, is this land made for you and me? Nobody living can ever stop me as I go walking that freedom highway. Nobody living can ever make me turn back. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. Yeah, this land was made for you and me. Thank you. What key do that?
I went to her house. Well, they had one at
I didn't bring my cake over.
Which one? Choo-choo?